Open your favorite application. Send a message. Purchase a product. Book a flight. Ask an AI assistant a question. Everything feels instant, simple, effortless. But beneath that single tap, an invisible conversation begins. One system requests information. Another verifies identity. Another processes payment. Another stores data. Another generates a response. All of it happens before you even notice. The application appears to be one product, but it isn't. It is hundreds, sometimes thousands, of independent systems working together, quietly, continuously, across the entire world. And holding everything together is an architecture most people never see: the API. There was a time when software worked alone. Every application stored its own data, performed its own calculations, solved its own problems. If another system needed information, humans transferred it manually. Files were copied, emails were sent, databases were synchronized. Everything moved slowly. Then the internet transformed software into something different. Applications no longer needed to live in isolation. They could communicate, share information, delegate tasks, and combine capabilities. A payment platform could verify a transaction. A mapping service could calculate a route. An AI model could generate an answer, all inside a single application. The software you see is often only the surface. Beneath the interface lives an entire ecosystem of specialized systems, working together without ever meeting. Every second, billions of digital conversations take place, not between people, between machines. A banking system confirms a payment. A warehouse updates its inventory. A cloud server delivers information. An artificial intelligence analyzes a request. Everything happens almost instantly, without announcements, without headlines, without attention. Most users never realize these conversations exist because they were never designed to be seen. They were designed to disappear. The smoother the experience becomes, the more invisible the architecture becomes. And hidden beneath that invisible layer is one of the most important inventions of the digital economy. Not another application, not another platform, but a universal language that allows independent systems to work as one. Think of every digital service as an independent specialist. One understands payments. Another understands maps. Another understands identity. Another understands communication. Another understands artificial intelligence. Individually, each system is powerful. Together, they become extraordinary. The API makes that cooperation possible. It allows one system to request information from another, to exchange instructions, to deliver results, without rebuilding everything from the beginning. This changes how software evolves. Instead of constructing one enormous machine, modern businesses assemble intelligent ecosystems. Each component performs one task exceptionally well. Each component strengthens the others. Innovation accelerates. Development becomes faster. Expansion becomes easier. The business no longer grows by building every capability itself. It grows by connecting capabilities that already exist. That is the hidden system. The future is no longer built by isolated software. It is built by connected architecture. Something unexpected happened when APIs became widespread. Software stopped behaving like products and started behaving like infrastructure. A payment company no longer needed to build accounting software. An e-commerce platform no longer needed to build mapping systems. A startup no longer needed to build artificial intelligence from scratch. Instead, they connected. One capability became available to thousands of businesses, then millions. A single innovation could suddenly spread across an entire economy. That is why APIs became more than technical tools. They became economic engines. Every connection reduced duplication. Every integration accelerated development. Every shared capability lowered the cost of innovation. This created a new layer of leverage, not human leverage, not financial leverage, infrastructure leverage, where one system creates value for thousands of other systems simultaneously. The result is an economy built on interoperability, an economy where businesses increasingly specialize, and specialization creates efficiency. The modern internet is not one giant machine. It is millions of specialized systems connected through invisible bridges. Those bridges are APIs. Most people recognize famous brands. They recognize applications, websites, platforms, interfaces. But the most important companies of the digital age are often invisible. Their names rarely appear on the screen. Users never interact with them directly, yet billions of transactions depend on them every day, because modern economies increasingly rely on infrastructure, invisible infrastructure. The most valuable position is often not the storefront, but the foundation beneath it. The business supporting thousands of businesses, the platform powering thousands of applications, the service embedded inside thousands of workflows. This is why infrastructure companies often become extraordinarily valuable. Every new customer indirectly brings more activity, more integrations, more dependence, more economic gravity. The company is no longer selling software. It is becoming part of the operating system of the economy itself. And once infrastructure becomes deeply embedded, replacing it becomes difficult. Not because alternatives do not exist, but because entire ecosystems now depend upon it. The industrial era rewarded ownership. Own the factory, own the machinery, own the distribution channels. The digital era introduced a different advantage: connectedness, the ability to integrate, to collaborate, to exchange capabilities, to become part of larger systems. In many cases, the most powerful companies are not those that control everything. They are those that connect everything, because every connection increases utility. Every integration increases relevance. Every dependency increases value. This is the hidden architecture behind the API economy. Software became infrastructure. Infrastructure became ecosystems. And ecosystems became economic power. The future belongs not only to those who build, but to those who connect what has already been built. Every generation builds its own infrastructure. Railroads connected cities. Electricity connected industries. The internet connected people. Today, APIs connect intelligence. Modern businesses no longer grow by building every capability themselves. They grow by assembling capabilities, connecting systems, integrating services, automating decisions. The entrepreneur of the future may write less code, but design better architecture, because competitive advantage is no longer measured by how much you build. It is measured by how intelligently you connect. Every successful integration saves time. Every automated workflow removes friction. Every connected service increases leverage. This is why architecture has become more valuable than complexity. The strongest digital businesses are not those with the largest engineering teams. They are those with the most intelligent infrastructure. Infrastructure that quietly works 24 hours a day, across every customer, across every market, across every connection. That is the power of the API economy. Many of today's fastest-growing businesses accelerate development by combining proven platforms, production-ready frameworks, automation tools, and scalable digital components instead of building every system from the ground up. If you're exploring how modern digital infrastructure is designed, you'll find additional resources in the description below. If you want to explore more about AI, automation, digital infrastructure, business architecture, and the systems shaping the modern economy, subscribe to ASUTSEN and comment below. If you were designing a business today, what would you build yourself? And what would you simply connect? The future of business may not belong to those who own the most software. It may belong to those who understand how software works together, quietly, seamlessly, continuously. The modern economy is no longer powered by isolated applications. It is powered by invisible conversations, invisible infrastructure, invisible architecture. Every connection creates new possibilities. Every integration unlocks new leverage. Every system becomes more valuable when it can collaborate with another. Because in the digital economy, connectivity compounds. And the businesses that master connectivity will help shape the infrastructure of tomorrow. This is ASUTSEN, architecting wealth, automating future.